Hey guys, how you doing? Logan here for SM Body Mods. I hope you're doing good wherever you are. In today's video, as you can see, it's number 2 in the ear stretching series. And today we're going to be discussing the types of jewelry you can wear in your piercings and the materials that go along with that. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to mention one thing. Yes, I know some people are at smaller sizes and you don't wear plugs or tunnels. You just wear circular barbells, you wear regular captive bead rings, so you even wear segment rings, things of that sort. Yes, those are all great things to wear in your ear, especially if you're at a size that can accommodate it and that's your style. But I'm going to be mainly sticking to plug and tunnel style jewelry in this video, although there is going to be a video at a later date that is going to incorporate those styles of jewelry. So just a heads up. Now there's many different kinds of jewelry you can wear. When it ranges from styles to materials, the possibilities are endless. There are new stuff coming out every day. But I'm going to be talking about two main things here, and we're going to touch on something really fast right here, right now. This is a tunnel, you can see, hollow in the middle. This is a plug. Tunnel, plug. I didn't say gauges. Gauges is not a correct term. If you say gauges, more than likely you're going to be corrected. And 9 times out of 10, the people who get corrected get rather offended, and it just turns into a big mess of somebody looking like a know-it-all and somebody getting their feelings hurt. Forewarning, I don't like the word gauges. If you say it on the channel or on the Facebook page, I'm gonna correct you, or somebody else is gonna correct you. And please, if you are offended, I'm sorry, but it's out there. Okay, information is not hard to come by. So once again, for those of you that don't know, tunnel, plug, no gauges. Next thing we're going to talk about is the style of jewelry. Generally, this is going to be something that covers every style of jewelry, no matter plug, tunnel, no matter what. And it's flares. Flares are essentially flared up pieces of material to hold it in your ear or whatever body part you're putting the plug or tunnel in. Now, as you can see right over here, my nifty little box over here, this is going to be a no flare. No flares are just a straight material of the size your ears are going to be at. So say you're buying, like me, I'm at 32 millimeters. You're going to buy a 32 millimeter acrylic no flare plug, and it's gonna have 2 O-rings on it. As you can see, the little black things around it. That's what's gonna be securing it in your ears. Pretty simple. I don't really like no flared plugs because they're a hassle. You lose O-rings, they pop, they get annoying. If you have thick lobes like I do, they're really hard to keep on. It's just a lot of annoyance and no fun. But hey, everybody likes their own style of stuff. So if that's your thing, all the power to you. Next up is single flare. Single flare is going to be one piece of flared up material that takes the place of an O-ring. Generally, you're going to wear that flare in the front, and it just acts as an O-ring, and then you put the O-ring on the back, and voila. And last, but certainly not least, my favorite, double flare. Double flare has, as you can see, the 2 flares on either side, eliminating all need for O-rings. Now, when it comes to your piercing and these flares, what should you know? If you had just stretched or you just got the piercing, generally, I'm going to tell you to stick with a single flare. Mainly because no flare works, especially if you're working with a stainless steel something, which we will talk about in a second with the materials. I always go single flare because it's always very easy to work with, and when you're transitioning, especially in smaller sizes, around like a 4-2-0 gauge, when you're transitioning from the taper from the front end and you push too far and the O-ring pops off the front and you got to do it all again, it's not fun. So single flare and double flare are my preference. After you've had your stretch for a while, or you're done stretching and you're just going to stay at that size, double flare is really easy to work with. It's my personal favorite. You don't have to deal with O-rings, and it's all around fun. So that's it for flares. Now here comes the beefiest part of this video, and that's going to be the materials of your jewelry you can wear. These things range everywhere from acrylic, plastic, to woods and bone and horn and all that different kind of stuff. You can find a lot of materials that you can buy jewelry out of. Now the kicker here is it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to wear all that stuff. There is a lot of bad stuff out there, and some of it may not be horrible, but some of it, it's not good. There are certain woods that can be toxic to your body, and you don't want to put those in your ears. Wearing acrylic for a really long time is not good for your ears. Granted, you don't want to keep anything in for too long without taking it out and cleaning it and taking care of it, because it's your piercing, it's your jewelry, stuff's investment. You want to keep it looking nice. You want to keep it healthy. With that said, let's go ahead and start with everybody's favorite. I assume, I don't know. I like it. It's stainless steel, titanium, all that kind of metal stuff. All that kind of metal stuff is probably not a great thing to say, but general metal style jewelry that's good to wear. Now, this is highly recommended, and it's what I'm going to recommend for people who are stretching. If you're going to be buying, let's say, a taper kit from King's Body Jewelry, we like them. You're going to get stainless steel tunnels or stainless steel plugs. This stuff's really good. It's easy to keep clean. Generally, if you keep it in your ear long enough, it gets a lot of ear funk on it, and they're going to smell bad, but that's expected. It's great to heal. It's non-porous. It's not going to do any freaky-dicky thing to your ear. I don't know if you can be allergic to stainless steel, although I'm sure you can. I'm sure there's somebody out there who is. But there are alternatives, which we'll get to. Stainless steel is going to be a general go-to for any style of piercing, any style of jewelry, anything like that. It's always going to be good for you. I highly recommend stainless steel, like I said, for stretching. You can get a lot of cool pieces, too. There's some some etched stuff in there. You can buy just general tunnels like this. You can buy, I have a pair here, like of super blinged out stuff. Stainless steel is one of those materials you can do a lot with, and it's always good to go to. Next, we're going to talk about stone. Stone is a very, very nice material to wear. Generally, you're going to find stone in single flare and double flare styles. You can buy anything from like a synthetic turquoise to something like an amethyst or a howlite or hematite. There's all different kinds of stones you can buy. Generally, depending on where you buy them from, they range in price from pretty cheap to pretty damn expensive. Stone is a very nice material, especially if it is a nice piece. It's an organic material, so not every two pair is going to look the same. If they do look the same, probably fake. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. But, they have many different styles, many different looks. Stone is a very, very beautiful material. I highly recommend it to be worn in healed piercings. I don't recommend much not to be worn in healed piercings, but we'll get to those in a minute. Stone is very nice. It's always good to have a pair on hand. They look pretty. They're good for when you gotta dress up, or they're good to just throw in and walk around the town. So that's stone. Next up, we're going to talk about silicone. Silicone is a actual stretchy, not stretchy, but kind of, stretchy. We'll call it stretchy. It is a material that is very comfortable to wear. Like I wear them when I'm sleeping. I generally try not to wear them too much longer than that. Silicone is silicone. It is never wear silicone in unhealed piercings. Trust me. It is, if your ears are not healed, bad things can happen. Some people even can't wear it at all because they have allergic reactions to silicone. Take that as you will. Keep that in the back of your mind. You are never to stretch with silicone. I'm going to stress that highly. A lot of people like to stretch with silicone, and it's bad for your ears. You are on a one-way train to blowout city, and blowouts are not fun to fix. Trust me, I've been there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had 2 blowouts. I still kind of have them on both of my ears, but they're much less significant than they were. But they weren't from silicone. That was actually my piercer's fault, and I swear on that. Another story. But yes, silicone is only to be worn in healed piercings. Don't wear it for a long period of time, but it's some of the most comfortable material you can wear. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Next up is horn and bone. Generally, you're going to see these two put together. A lot of the times, you'll have a horn plug with a bone inlay, or a bone plug, horn inlay, stuff like that. Yet again, another natural material. I personally don't like it all that much. A lot of people really adore this stuff, especially in the much nicer pieces, and especially at larger sizes. You can find a lot of cool stuff with them. Yet again, only to be worn in healed piercings. Some of it can be rather porous, and you don't want that stuff in your ears, especially if you are trying to heal it up. Yeah, there can be some nice pieces. Like I said, you look at my magical box and see the piece I chose to go ahead and throw in this video. But it's all nice stuff, especially if you are at a significant size and you can buy a piece with a lot of intricate detail and stuff like that. Horn and bone is also it's another go-to choice if you just want to kind of throw them in to go dress up or go out and stuff. Generally, I tell people not to really get them wet, like I tell people with wood, which we'll talk about in a second. Generally, because it's porous and water and stuff like that. You don't want to expose nice pieces of jewelry like that to the elements as much as you can. But that's just a personal thing. I'm weird like that. So let's go ahead and move on. Next up is my personal favorite, and that is going to be wood. Wood is great, so great to wear. Unfortunately, I don't have a pair of wood plugs at my size right now, and that makes me rather sad. I was in talks with Blackout Organics to possibly get a pair. I have not heard from them in quite some time. The last time I heard from them, other video. With that said, wood plugs are amazing. You can find some of the most beautiful pieces of jewelry out there. My personal favorite, it's kind of this. It's not the same, but it runs along those lines. Is black and white ebony and tiger ebony. This stuff is so nice. The contrast in the light to dark wood, and some of the pieces you can get are just magnificent. You can get them. I know one of the places I'm probably going to be buying a pair from is called SW Plugs. You can find them on Facebook. They do a lot of band endorsements and stuff like that. But wood can go from rather cheap cheap to really expensive in some of the nicest pieces you'll ever see. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the store, but there is a place down here on Duval Street called Earthbound, and they sell organic plugs, and with that they have wood. I don't even know what kind of wood this is, but it is the cheapest and nastiest feeling wood I have ever done in my life. Totally worthless. But I have seen wood that has just glass like finish to it, and it's just so comfortable to wear, and it's great. This is one of those you definitely want to only wear in healed piercings. It can be quite a pain to get in and out if you don't have any oil. And no, they don't grow into your ears or anything like that, any of those rumors or anything like that. But they dry out your ear. They don't smell. They absorb all of that ear gunk and ear funk. So it's always good to keep your ears moisturized with a little bit of e-oil or jojoba oil or whatever kind of oils you're using. But like I said, only wear this in healed piercings, and this stuff is just wonderful. It's my personal favorite. Next up is one that I actually don't have any experience with wearing, and that is glass. Pyrex glass, to be exact. And you can even get Gorilla Glass that they make. I've never owned a pair of glass plugs, although I hear they are absolutely wonderful. Glass is a material that you can actually use to stretch and worn in unhealed piercings. It's a non-porous material. It can be sterilized, and from what I've heard, it's a dream to wear, especially on nicer pieces. Like I said, I can't talk too much about it. I'm not going to be one of those guys that have told you, yeah, I wear glass plugs all the time. Glass plugs are awesome because people on the internet say they're awesome, I don't know. I can't speak from experience, but I'm pretty sure if you have had experience with Pyrex glass before or Gorilla Glass or anything like that, leave it in the comments. This is not just me talking. This is for you guys to talk. We're all here to learn. So I'm not going to talk too much more on this. So let's go ahead and move on to our last and most controversial one. And with our last category here, guys, this is going to be acrylic. Acrylic it's a doozy. It's generally cheap. I don't recommend to wear it in unhealed piercings. You can get almost anything on acrylic. It's generically plastic. You know, it's a fancy plastic, but acrylic, it's not good to be worn for prolonged periods of time. Even so, with my acrylic plugs that I wear, especially now that I'm at 1 1/4 and I'm trying to, you know, still trying to kind of get used to the size again, I put a layer of PTFE tape in between my ears and my acrylic plugs because I don't want my ears on that stuff. It can't be sterilized, and this is something that you really have to stress. It cannot be sterilized no matter how much soap and water you throw on the things. Acrylic is one of those things you're going to find at stores like Hot Topic. You're going to find stuff like that, even like Claire's I've seen. It's cheap material. I mean, granted, I have a pair of double flared white acrylic plugs that I absolutely adore. They have a really nice big wear area on them. I've always liked just plain up straight white double flared plugs, but I can't wear them for long. So if I'm going somewhere, I'll wear them and I'll pop them right out. And you know, it's kind of in the middle for me. I like acrylic and I have a few pairs, but I don't recommend it to a lot of people, and for good reasoning. I mean, acrylic is a nice material for what it is. That's basically what I can say about it. So with that said, guys, I hope this video has helped you out, maybe even learned you something or anything like that. You know, there's a lot of materials I didn't cover. There's a lot of different styles of jewelry I didn't talk about or anything like that. That's what makes, you know, body jewelry so awesome to look around for. There's so many different kinds of things you find in the darkest corners of online shopping that, you know, it's endless. The good thing about all this is, though, is that you know what the good materials are, you know what trusted materials are, and I'm pretty sure if you head on over to the Ear Stretching Network on Facebook, or if you go on over to our page on Facebook, links will be in the description, we can help you out with online merchants and stuff like that, any questions you may have about stuff like that. But I am tired of talking. I've been talking now for 2 hours making this video, so I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. It is 11:53 at night, and I'm going to edit this in the morning, go ahead and shoot that up. But that doesn't matter because you're watching it already, aren't you? Alright guys, that's it for today. Gonna upload this, like I said, when you see this, it will be Thursday. So yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and post some news on the Facebook page on Thursday as well after this video is posted about something really cool coming up. And that's not the contest. If you want to know more about that, check out our last video. I'm done talking. I'm Logan. This is SM Body Mods. Check out all the links in the description that you need to know about. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff YouTube allows you to do. Like I said, I am Logan. This is SM Body Mods. You people are beautiful, and I will check you later.